Hello Matrix, today we are going to be doing the mechanical assembly for the study guide, and basically you'll see that we've given the question paper here. Again, I just want to clarify, if there are any mistakes, it will be fixed when you get the pack, okay? So you don't have to stress about that. All right, so let's just get started. So it says here, given the exploded isometric drawing of a pulley system showing each part relative to all the others, and that is this over here. You can see exploded isometric drawing, the front view, and you can see how these parts slot in. Then it says orthographic views of each part of the pulley assembly, and that is obviously given to you on this paper over here. Okay, then it says instructions. Answer this question on the following page. Draw to scale 1 to 1 and in third angle orthographic projection, the following view of the assembled parts of the pulley assembly. The sectional front view on cutting plane AA as seen from the direction of the arrow on the right view of the pulley. And as you can see, we didn't add that in. So don't worry, it's supposed to be here. We'll just draw that in there. This will be cutting plane AA. My apologies. And then it says the right view. Okay, then it says note planning is essential. And the reason why planning is essential is because if you don't plan your page, everything is going to end up mushed up. Okay, then it says the drawing must comply with SAN 011 guidelines. Show 3 faces of the M12 nut, part 7 on the sectional front view, and no hidden detail is required. Okay, so we're just going to have a look here at this paper before we get started. My apologies if you can't see the measurements. I know that it looks very small. I will read it out to you so that you can obviously see what we're working with. But let's just have a look see here. So we have got this exploded isometric. So if you have a look here, we can see that the base, everything fits onto this base. So if we look at the base plate, that's where I would start drawing. And because we have to draw the sectional front view and the right view, and we know this is third orthographic projection, we will have top, front, right. We will be drawing these two views. And so it would make sense for us to put our front view on this side over here. Okay. Then if we have a look see, we can see that the shaft is pretty much the longest part here. So 170. Obviously the other parts are not quite as large as the shaft. So basically why I'm mentioning that is so that when we measure and try to get an indication of how everything is going to fit on our page, we can measure 170 as part of the shaft. So that is this sort of area here. And we know, okay, there's quite enough space at the back. So we can kind of work here, this sort of area. Okay, and then we're going to start with the base plate. So we've been given 120 and 15 and 15. So that is 150. So we're going to start off by drawing a neat little line like this over here, just at the bottom. Is my ruler skewed? It's just my board that's skewed. Okay. So we're going to start off. I want to draw that just a little bit more this way here. And we're going to measure 15 over here. And then from there, we're going to measure 15 as well and 15 as well. So we measure 15 centimeters and then 15 millimeters and 15 millimeters. So that we have this over here. Okay. Once we have done that, we are going to draw lines up. I apologize if you can't see the base plates on the image anymore, but we will work through it together. Okay, all of this needs to be light construction lines for now. We're basically just drawing these lines up. Then we've got the height, which is 15. Okay, so that will be up to here. Okay, just like this over here. Then where there is this sort of like line here, we've got a measurement of 8. So we are going to make a measurement at 8 over here. Okay, so now you'll see that there are little gaps for holes for obviously the bolt, and you can see that because we're cutting it straight in half, because obviously the cutting plane is going through here, we can see that this is going to be cut right in half over here. And because of that, we have to, we don't have to draw in these circles, which means when we draw up our base plate, it will pretty much look just like the shape, the outline of the shape. So we're just going to go ahead and make these all solid for now. So we've got this here. I'm going to draw that line solid in over there, this line solid in over here, and solid in over here as well. Okay, and then we're going to draw a line across here, and then we can draw a line here and here as well. Okay, so you can see we've got the base plates. Now, because we know that we are not going to add anything more onto the base plate, we can hatch it if you would like to, and let's just get started with that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it off camera, so that, no, let's leave it till the end, then we'll hatch everything at the end. Okay, so now we've got the base plate. We want to obviously get the next part in, and if we have a look here at these brackets, we will see that these brackets slot right onto the edge of the base plate, and so for us it would make sense to draw the brackets. Okay, so we've also done a view to confuse you with the brackets here, because you obviously see this is a hidden detail line, and basically we have done that because this is the front view, and if you had to look from the right and we had to show you the hidden detail, this is what you would look like, what it would look like. And we've just done that to throw you off, to see if you guys will be able to work when something's a little bit different, which I'm sure you will. So yeah, okay, so let's start getting the bracket drawn in. So we're going to start off, we've got a full length of 30, and obviously we have two brackets, so the other one will just be the mirror of this one. So we will have 30 and 30. Okay, just like that over there. And then sometimes this paper gets in the way. Okay, we're going to just draw light little construction lines going up for now, just like this over here. And we can do just, yeah, that's fine. Okay, okay. Then we want to get the full height of the bracket, which you can see is a height of 100. And so what we're going to do is we're going to measure 100, so that'll be 10 and 100. Okay, and then using our ruler, we're just going to draw a light little construction line at the top. Okay, just so that you have this over here so far. All right, once you have got that, what we're going to do is we're going to draw our bracket in as if it had been cut. Now, this one, we need you to kind of understand that. Before we actually do that, let's just draw, we're going to draw a 15 line up. So this is obviously a 15, and this is obviously our 15 measurements. Okay. We want you to understand that you can't actually cut through a rib and a web, so that is going to stay exactly the same. And did we forget a measurement? I'm sure we did, but that's fine. We won't worry about that right now. And what we're going to do is we are going to draw in basically the base of this bracket here. So starting off, we see that we have got a diameter of 17 and a diameter of 10. So this is a diameter of 17. 17 plus 17 will give you 7 plus 7 is 14. So that will be 34. Okay, so we have got a height of 34. And I think we've actually given you enough measurements. I just don't like doing a lot of maths. Okay, so this is where the circular part of the bracket will be. And then it says there's a radius of 10. So if we measure 17, because we obviously know that is the middle point, 15, 16, 17, we're just going to bring that line across both parts here. Okay, and we have got obviously 10, 10. We are now going to measure 20, 30, sorry, that's actually supposed to be 10, 10. I'm just reading the measurement off of the ruler. So we'll measure 10, 10, and that is because we also have a radius of 10. So if we draw that in, it'll look like this over here. Okay, then we have obviously got the web, which comes right from this point down. So right from the edge of the circle down, we're going to lightly draw that in for now. Oh, wait a second. We first have to get to the base of the pulley, which is my bad. Okay, so if you have a look at the base of the pulley, it's got a base of 10. So before we actually can draw the web in, we have to measure 10. So we're going to measure 10, and we're going to just bring that across lightly. So there we go, 10 and 10. All right, and then from there, we can obviously draw in our web. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw everything in solid. So I'm going to start off with the web over here. Just draw that in neatly and nicely. And then I'm going to quickly draw in this web as well. So we've got 10. Sorry about that. My lead is not being so nice today. And a line over here. Alright. Then we obviously want to get the remainder of the lines in, but before we can actually do that, we have to leave a gap where the hole is. And I say that because, as you can see by looking at this paper, there are going to be things going inside this pulley hole, so I mean the bracket hole, so we can't actually draw solid lines around that yet. So places where we can draw solid lines will be here at the sides, here and here, so that can go all the way up there, and we will have this side and this side as well. Here, 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 and here as well. Okay, and then why do I always forget that side? It's very bizarre. Okay, and then we can draw a solid line at the top as well as on the inner parts here. Okay, I think now that we have two different parts, I'm going to quickly hatch, and the reason why, so that we can obviously differentiate between parts. So I'm just going to briefly show you how I'm going to be hatching the parts so that you can get an understanding. So for the brackets, I'm going to take a measurement of 5 on my ruler. So here you can see we've got 5. So I'm going to draw a line. Please note your hatching must be at 45 degrees and it needs to be lighter than your entire drawing. So we're going to have 5. I'm going to bring it over 5, 5. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to quickly section that off camera, and then we're going to move on to the base plate. Okay, so you can see the brackets have been hatched, and now what we're going to do is we're going to hatch the base plates, but because they are two different parts touching each other, you need to hatch in an opposite direction. So you could hatch this way, and you need to hatch in equal intervals as well. So if I were you, I would make a mark on your ruler to make it easier. So you can use a piece of tape on your ruler if you want to, or even just a pen mark or a scratch in your ruler so that you know it's directly straight. And then from there, you could do the same sort of idea like that if you wanted to, or you could line it up with the points you've got here already. That's entirely up to you, but I'm going to go do it off camera and then we will carry on. Okay, so as you can see, the base plate has now been hatched and it is in a different direction to the bracket hatching, and it looks quite nice and neat. All right, so now we are going to get started on our shaft. And the reason why is because the shaft is going to be the next part that goes into the brackets. So if we have a look here, this has got a diameter of 20, and if we have a look here at the circle here, this is 24. So if this shaft goes straight through, Obviously the brackets will be built around it, but this will stop on the outside of the bracket. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by getting that part. So we are going to say 4, which will be over here, and it has got a diameter of 24, so it'll be 12, 12. So we are going to have 12, 12. So here, and it will be 24 over here. Okay, and it is only this part that's got it, so we don't have to worry about doing it on the other side. But we're just going to start off here because it will help us get where the shaft is going to sit as accurate as possible. Now you can't hatch through a shaft, so we are not going to hatch through the shaft, obviously, because you can't. And we're going to start drawing in our shaft. So before we do that, just want to draw this line in neatly all the way through, just so that we have our middle line. Okay, now we're going to start with the piece at the back here, which has got a diameter of 8 and a length of 21. So we're going to measure 21. Okay, and we have got a width of 8, so we're going to measure 4 and 4, and then we're going to draw in that little piece, little square piece. So we're going to draw that in over there, and that in over there, and then we're going to add in a little crisscross. Okay, beautiful. So you can see that so far we've got this back end of the shaft. Now we're going to need our calculator, so we are going to work out obviously the rest of the measurements that we need to have. So we have 170 minus 21 minus 4, which will give us 145 for this full length here. 145 minus 68, 45 minus 68 minus 35 will give us 42. So from here we are going to measure 42 there. Okay, and we know that the shaft has got an M12, so it will be a diameter of 12. So we're going to measure 6, 6 on either side. So we will have 6 and 6 as well. And we're just going to lightly draw in some light construction lines all the way through. Okay, and the same at this point here. Okay. You will notice that we have a gap between the bracket and the shaft. So because of that space, we're going to quickly put in our bush. So we have got 12 for the bush and a length of 20. So 12 minus 20 will give us 8. So it should be 4 and 4 on either side. So 20 minus 12, 8 divided by 2, 4 and 4 on either side. And it's got a length of 15, so it will fit right into the bracket. So we've obviously already got our bush drawn with our bracket, so you can just draw in the bush pretty much immediately. Okay, I'm going to just add in our bush quickly, side as well. Okay. Okay, just like this over here, we've got our bush in. I know mine seems a little bit lower. I don't know, I think it's because of the way I've been holding my ruler. It's been a bit skew, but just make sure yours is accurately 4, 4 on the side. And then you would hatch this as well, going in this direction. Now I'm not going to do it with my ruler, I'm going to do it freehand, but you need to always do it with a ruler. Okay, I'm just doing it so that you obviously get an idea of how everything is going to fit in. Okay, use different spaces for the bush, and the reason why is because it's a completely new part. So yeah, and also remember 45 degrees, lighter than the outside lines, and they need to be equally spaced apart, which is why we generally use our ruler, okay, to get all of those factors in. All right, so now we're continuing with the shaft. We've got this point here where it ended, and then we want to get this block in here, so that is obviously 35, and it has got a full length of 24 as well. So we are going to measure 35 over here. We're going to take this length of the shaft across because it is the same. And we're going to bring it across over there. Okay. Once we have done that, we're just quickly going to draw it in solid. And then we have got that part of the shaft. Now we can obviously draw in these lines here solid, but it would make sense to get the full length of the shaft first. So that will be 68 from the edge here. So we will have 68 at this point here, just like this over here. This point over here. And then we're going to again take our calculator, and we're going to say 12 times 0.1, because obviously we want to get the line thickness for our little threading bits. So we've got 1.2, so we're going to measure 1 as well as 1 and 1 over here as well. So neatly and in construction, we are going to draw that line over there, this line over here, and this line over here. Okay, then we are going to take our 45-degree set square and we're going to do the corner bits, and we are not going to make it solid yet because we obviously know we still have to add parts. Okay, this is going to go inside somewhere. We didn't actually give the measurement for it, so I'm going to leave it out for now and I'll give a measurement, and then we'll obviously provide the correct measurement. It should actually be here now that I think about it. So that is 30, 29, 28, 29. Okay, so 29. So that is something we will correct in your paper. You don't have to worry. Sometimes small things like this just catch us out, and then we do actually go and sit and go over the papers again and add in all of the things that are missing before we give it to you, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, then from here we're going to do 60 degrees and 60 degrees. Okay, so we're not obviously going to do the shaft in solid yet because we would like to do the other parts first. And if we have a look here, we can see that after the bush has gone in, we've got the washer and the nut. So it would make sense to start off by drawing the washer and the nut before we draw the shaft in its solid form. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the washer. We don't actually cut a washer, so it has got a width of 2 and a length of 26. So we are going to measure 13 and 13 on either side. 13, 26, and we have got 2. Okay, so we are going to draw. That is so skewed. Let me just change the lead in my pencil because it's making really horrible, ugly lines. Okay, so you can see I put the wash in and just fixed up that little broken line. And now we're going to do the nut. Where is the nut? Here. So now we're going to do the nut. Now we obviously know it's an M12 nut, and we obviously need to get our nut in. We should have added a measurement here. I'm going to just, sorry about that, guys. Anyways, we're going to start off by just getting our 10 measurement that was given to us on paper over here. Okay, and then we are obviously going to keep that aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the middle point across here. Okay, and before we even draw where we're going to stick our nut, because obviously we do need to draw in the right view as well, and it would make sense to draw the auxiliary view for the nut on the right view, but we do have to figure out how large the pulley is going to be before we add it in. So if the pulley is 100, that means it will be 100 both sides. So 100 here, it's obviously the biggest part from this side. So from here, we're going to measure 100, which will be here, and we're going to measure 50, which will be here, and that is where we are going to draw in our nut. Now, okay. Okay, so now we are going to say 0.8, I believe, times 12 will give us, no, let me just double check something. I don't know why I'm being so silly today. Okay, sorry, I'm working out the height for something completely different. Sorry, guys. So M12, you're going to say 12 times 1.5. I don't know why I forgot that, so keep that in mind when you're trying to find the circle that you need to get from here onwards. 1.5 times your diameter. Don't be like me. Okay, so we've got 18 divided by 2 will give us 9. And so in order to get the length of the nut, we're going to take a measurement of 9 on the compass. Okay, which will be over here. Okay, perfect. Then what we're going to do is we are obviously going to draw in our nut. So you can start off by drawing a line here, a line here, and then you can take your 60-degree set square and you can draw 60 degrees, 60 degrees. This nut's the wrong way around. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm so sorry. Okay. It's just, I'm going to just fix this quickly. We'll do that again. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, guys. Because we have the 3 faces of the nut, we're actually going to have our flat side here, our flat side here, 60 degrees. No, that's way too tall now. What am I doing? We're going to have our line from here, here, and here. Okay. So we are going to take 30 degrees. There we go. You can see it's lining up now. And then we are going to draw in our nut. Okay. There we go. All right, so I'm going to just make it solid quickly because we know it is going to be part of our right view. I don't know why I'm being so silly today. My apologies. But as long as we're getting somewhere. All right, so we've got this part of the nut here. Okay, now because we are here, we might as well just finish up with our nut. So we're obviously going to draw our shaft in the middle, which will be this length. Wait, I can't see nicely. This length here, and the thread as well. So you're going to take the length of the shaft and the thread, and you are going to draw an inner circle, which will be got to do very gently, because obviously it's a very small circle. If you'd like to rather use your circle template, you can. I'm going to go over it with the circle template rather. And then obviously a half sort of circle here to show the thread. And I'm going to go with camera and do it in my circle template. And then here you're going to just have your dash line. Okay, so make sure on the outside circle you've got your dashed circle in. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do that with the circle template so you can see how it should look. Okay, there we go. So that is now complete. So now we can obviously bring those measurements across to get the continuation of our nut in. So we're going to start off by taking the edge, which will be this side here, this side here, and these sides over here as well. So we'll have that side and that side. Okay, now that we've got our part of our nut in, we're going to take our 60-degree set square. Obviously, we're going to be using the 30-degree side, and from the edge of your nut, you're going to draw a 60-degree line. And from the edge of your nut, we're going to be drawing a 60-degree line. And from the edge over here, you're going to be drawing a 60-degree line. And then from the edge over here, you're going to be doing the same thing. Okay, so what you're going to do next is you're going to grab your compass where those lines meet. You're going to place your compass, and you're going to measure to the middle where you are going to draw the line for your nut. Okay, then you're going to go to the small sides. From there you're going to get that little line in. Obviously it is going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze, so my best advice would be to adjust your compass as best you can so that it's sort of level, although mine is not doing that, so I might just freehand it because it's not really doing it nicely, but it should look like that. Okay, my apologies for the way that's looking right now. I think what I'm going to do is going to go quickly fix it just so that you get the idea. I'm going to actually draw up a bigger one here just so that you can see the concept, and then I'm going to do the nut off camera because I think it's too small to see. Okay, so you can see I've drawn the nut in, but because it's so small and I don't really think you can see 100% what I'm doing, I'm going to show you with a bit larger view. Okay, so I'm going to just zoom in a little bit so you can exactly see what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lightly take these lines across for the edges. Okay, so I basically just enlarged this for you so that you can get an idea of what I'm doing. So you're going to take these lines all the way across like that. Okay, and then what you're going to do, because you obviously want to get the curvy bits of the nut, so you're going to take your ruler at 30 degrees or 60. Okay, you're going to draw a line there from the corner, and you're going to draw a line here from the corner. Then from the corner here, you're going to draw a line, and from the corner over here, you're going to draw a line. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to take your compass, and from the edge here, you're going to draw a line. Okay, just like that. Then from here, you're going to do the same. So from there, you're going to draw outside curve. Just make sure your compass is connected properly so that doesn't twist and turn around too much. Okay, so should look like this. Okay, Then you're going to repeat on the other side as well. So from here, you're going to draw a line, and you can do the same from here. Then from here, you're going to draw a line, and from here, you're going to draw a line. Okay, and you're going to repeat the steps. So from here, you're going to measure to the middle. Okay. Okay. Make sure that it touches. You can see mine on the side doesn't quite 100%, so we're just going to quickly go over it again. Okay. Then you're going to again take your compass, make sure it's firm, and you're going to draw your arcs. Okay. You can see it's a bit tricky, which is why I thought I'd rather just enlarge it to show you. And you're going to draw your arcs. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to connect your lines where we drew them. The edge over here and at the edge over here. You can see this arc was not straight, which is why it looks so funny, but we're going to leave it for now just so that you understand what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, then you're going to take 60 degrees or 30 depending on the angle you're working from. You're going to make a line there, a line here, and you're going to flip it over. You're going to do the same thing and make a line over here and a line over there, and then from those points you will make a top point. So there we go. Okay, so it should look like that. All right, so I hope that gave you a bit of an understanding, because I know it's very, very small to see with such a drawing. Okay, we're going to move back onto the drawing over here now, and what we're going to do is we're going to finish off the shaft quickly. So we can obviously just use the measurements we already have. So we've got this measurement here. Okay, we've got that going there and there, there as well. Okay. So you can see how that looks. And we've got this one here, our 60-degree points, and then the edges of the shaft, which will come in over here. Okay. Okay, so we have now got the shaft in. Just make sure your lines line up. As you can see, mine doesn't because I didn't use this ruler. But now we've got the last little bit to do, and that is the pulley. So we obviously know it's got a length of 100. So we are going to measure either side 50 and 50. So we will have 50 and 10. And we are going to draw lines here and here as well. Okay, so you can see that over there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the shape of the shaft over here. You can obviously see there are quite a lot of measurements and things to take into consideration. So we're going to draw this very carefully. But if we have a look here, we've been given many, many measurements. We've got 6, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, and then I think we're missing measurements here, but it will line up with this over here. Okay, so let's put it all in a block so we know where to work from. So be over, yeah, okay. Then we have got a little circle over here, which gives us a diameter of 30. So we know we've got 30, it'll be 15 and 15, so that'll be 30, just like that. And it will be, if we want to cut it, it will be completely solid. Okay, so that means is this piece here will be solid. And this piece here will be solid. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly draw in the edges. Okay, now the reason I say that is because if you have a look over here, basically we're cutting through this point here. Then we've still got the little spikes that we're going to need to count for, and obviously the top little fluffy bits. Okay, so we're going to now quickly, we're missing so many measurements here, oh my goodness. Okay, so don't stress, because obviously I will give them to you. It's not a train smash, and they will be on the page once we've corrected it. It's just annoying me because I'm just thinking, oh gosh, so many things we need to fix now. Okay, so if that's 35, let's see where that lines up. That's 30, that's 35. Okay, let me just quickly work out the measurements for this pulley, and then we will be back to fix it all. Okay, we've got our measurements. Okay, so first things first, we are going to draw in the different measurements given at the bottom to help us differentiate what's going to be where. So we've got 3, 4, 3, 6, 3, 4, 3. So we're going to measure 3, 4, 3, and we've got 6, 6, 3, 4, 3, 6, 3, 4, 3, but now it's too short, so what's... Okay, let me just take a deep breath. Okay, we'll start from the middle because we know 6 is obviously going to be in the middle at the highest point. Okay, so we know if this is 35, the halfway point for 35 will be it should be about 17. So about there. Cool. So we're going to get the middle point in so we can obviously work. Now we are going to measure 3 and 3 because obviously we've got 6 in the middle. 6, okay. So we have discovered that, that this little middle bit, this bit here, stops at the measurement of 39. So we're going to measure 39 at this point here, and so from here going to make a line, and we're going to do the same on the side here. We're going to measure 39 and draw a line over there. Okay, so it should look like this over here. Okay, so we've got that there. Now what we are going to do, yeah, okay, now what we are going to do is we're going to get this up a bit here because obviously we've got 3 and then we've got 4 at the highest point. So we're going to measure 3 and then we're going to measure 4. We're going to do the same on this side. We're going to measure 3 and then we're going to measure 4. Okay, and we're going to just bring those lines up, so that will be the 4th line. Okay, and it will be solid at the top over here. Okay, so it'll be that, and we'll have this here, and it will connect like this. then these points will obviously go down a lot more, and it will go down at line 35. So we're going to measure 35 from the middle, which will be here. Going to draw that line going down. Oh, that's because it doesn't go all the way. What am I doing? Okay, we're going to measure 4, then it will be 3. So let's just find that 3 points again, which will be there. Okay, there. Okay, and where was our 35 points? It was at this point here. Okay, so to line those up, you can see I'm just not really using my brain today, which is not very good of me. But anyways, I wonder it wasn't working first time. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to bring that line up. Okay, we're going to measure 35 from the side here. And we're going to bring that point down. We're going to make a mark. Okay, then we're going to do the same on the side here. So we're going to measure 3. Going to make a line here, and from there we're going to join this here, and then we are going to have 35 again here. Okay, we've got our 3 lines, so that will end up here, and make a line here. And then, because if you have a look at your pulley, you'll see that there's actually quite a large amount of space up until the line 35, which means the pulley will cut here and here as well. Okay, then we've obviously hatched this again, so it could be, please hatch it using your ruler. I'm just going to lightly use freehand just to give you an indication of what's being hatched. Okay, and then we've obviously got the little like webs, or the webs and the ribs inside the pulley as well, and they have a thickness of 7. Okay, so we're going to, it's actually the same thickness, not a 7 as this little bit here, 6. The exterior thickness is 7, and it's not going to touch, well it does touch here at the edge here, so we will draw this in here, because we won't cut through it, because if you look at how exploded, which I will show you now, if you look at the exploded, you will see that when we cut through the middle here, we don't actually cut any of these points. You can see it here as well, but if this had been cut, you would see that this would be touching both the edges here. Okay, so technically you wouldn't be able to see, there would be like a little gap here, but you can draw them straight up if you'd like. Okay, and then there is one more thing that we are missing, which I have not thought about. So if you want to make it more accurate and you want to do the points here, which we can do, let's do that. We're going to make it as accurate as possible, and I'm going to show you now when we do our right view. So just leave a little bit of a space, because it's actually more accurate, and I'll explain why to you once we've done that view. We need to do the handle as well. So we've got the lever, and we're going to quickly draw in the lever. So you'll see that the lever slots over the square bit over here, and it has got a length of 19. Okay, total length of 48. So 48, and then we have obviously got, this is a diameter of 8, and that's 8, so that's a diameter of 8 from the middle. Where's this lining up? Yeah, from the middle. Okay, so we have got 8 down from here, so we're going to measure 8, okay, which will be here. And then we're going to just make a little line. Then we're going to measure all the way up to 48 as we worked out the total height to be. Just going to make a line just so we know where it's going to end. Okay, all right, so we also got a thickness of 3, so we're going to just quickly draw in our thickness of 3. Okay, and then we've got a full height of 19, so we're going to go 19, which will be over there. So 3 all the way up to the 19 point over there. And then we have got, they don't actually give us the angle. My goodness, okay. Guys, I'm so sorry. This will be corrected on your page. It's just frustrating me because now I have to like keep stopping the video to go find the measurement. And it's my own fault because I didn't double check this correctly. We were working on it. So let me just find everything we need and then we'll continue. Okay, so it's an angle of 30 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure 30 degrees from this point, and we're going to measure the height going down of 15. So from anywhere, we're just going to measure 15. And where that 15 line intersects with this line will be where the 30-degree line ends. So we've obviously got a line there and a line over there. Then we will have 3 and 3 as well over here. Okay. Okay. Okay, just like this, and then that will be our lever. Okay, and so again, you would hatch this. So you would hatch this in an opposite direction. So it would go like this. Okay, perfect. So that is obviously the front view complete. So we can write at the bottom now, sectional front view. So not sectional front view, but it is the sectional front view, but you just write section AA. So you would say section AA, and then we would obviously move on to the right view. So we're going to move on to the right view soon, and yeah, cool. So now we're going to be finishing the right view. So this should be easier because we basically have majority of the measurements that we need already given to us over here. So we're going to start off with the base plate and we're going to work our way up. Yeah, okay. So we're going to start off with the base plate and we're going to just bring the 2 lines for the base plate across so that it looks like this over here. And then we obviously know that we need to bring the middle line straight down like this over here. And then we're going to find the measurement for the base plate, which is 50. So we're going to measure 25, 25. And then we're going to draw the base plate in solid. Okay, so we're going to draw that in neatly, just like this over here. Okay, then we have obviously got the bracket next, which we will draw in obviously as well. So let's just start off by taking across all the measurements we'll need. We'll need that measurement from where the web starts and from where the base is, like that. Okay, we're going to start off with the circular part of the, actually first we need to add in the washer before we do that. let's just get the measurement of the washer. It's 26, so we are going to take a measurement of 13, be over here, and we're just going to draw that around our nut before we obviously draw in any other views. Okay, because we are looking at it from this side here, we know we'll see the washer. Okay, so now that we got the washer, we can actually do the part of the bracket. So we're going to take this circle here and we're going to lightly draw the circle in, just so that we can get the web in first. So we know that the web, okay, we know that the web sits on a little like plate, and that will be 14. So we're going to measure 7 and 7, 14 over there, and we're going to just draw a line up to that point. So we're going to draw a line here and here as well. Okay, once we've done that, we will then draw in the measurement for the rib, which is 6. So we're going to measure 3 and 3. So 3, 6 over there. I'll obviously measure to the point where the rib starts. So we'll have this point here and this point here. Okay, obviously this will be flat here, and then around it we will have the circle, which we can now draw in solid. So we're going to start off drawing it in solid. My lead is a little bit lighter, so I don't think I'll be able to get it as dark as my pencil. So we're just going to try my best, but you need to make sure yours is always the same color. Okay, there we go. Then we have obviously got the base plate and the part of the bracket line up. So we're going to just draw that in. Just like this over here. Make sure your lines don't poke over each other. Okay. Then we have noticed that we have got little places for circles for the bolt to go in, and we're going to stick those in now. So it will be in the middle of 18, so that will be 9. So we're going to measure 9 here. Is it 9? It should be right. 9, yeah. 9 and 9 as well on the other side. Okay, so we're going to just leave these as light little construction lines for the meantime. We're not going to worry about that just yet. Okay, then we've obviously got the pulley. That is the next visible thing you'll see. So we're going to quickly draw the pulley in. Now, the base plate covers a lot of the pulley, which in a way is kind of nice because it means you are not going to need to draw an insane amount of detail, which makes the right view easier. Okay, so we're going to start off just going to grab that length and this length as well over here. Okay, so once we've got that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our compass. Okay, we're going to grab our compass and we're going to start by drawing the large circle. So we'll go touch here, all the way like that. Okay, then we're going to grab the next part of the pulley, which is this part here. We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to draw a circle. Try and make your lines as dark as possible. Okay, and then we're obviously going to get our pulley lines in. So we know it's got a thickness of 7. So we are going to do that 7 will be 3.5, 3.5. So there we go. Okay, we're going to draw that in. So we know we've got 2 little points going in this direction here. Okay, then same will be on the side over here. All right, okay, should be like that. And then we have got, I believe it's at a 40-degree angle. No, it must be at 60 degrees. Okay, at a 60-degree angle, we have the other points. So we are going to have 60 degrees here. Slightly draw that in, as well as 60 degrees here. And then again, we're going to measure our thickness of 7. So we will have 3.5, 7, and then the same on the other side, 3.5, and 7. That's a bit skew. How did I do that? 3.5, there we go, 7. Okay. Okay, then we're going to draw in those parts as well. So it will be here. We will have one like that, and going this way as well. Okay, then the same on the other side. Have one going here and one going here. Okay, perfect. So it will look like this. Then what we are going to do is we are going to then draw in the last 2 little bits, or actually 3 little bits, because remember I said when you cut it, this piece won't exactly be touching the top, and that is because if you had to bring this line across, you will only see it end over that point over there. So we're going to draw that in to make it as accurate as possible. So I'd rather you do this, and we're going to draw that in there, because obviously that is what we are going to see. Perfect. Okay, then we are obviously going to draw in the bolts as well and the handle, because we know we will actually see the handle going through the part of the shapes. Okay, so from the handle we are going to see not this point but this point here. So we are going to just lightly draw that. We know that the handle has got a thickness of 16, so it will be 8 on either side. So we'll have 8, 16. So you can see, you'll just briefly see it in there. So we're going to draw that in. You'll see it through these little holes here. Just draw that. I think I mismeasured here. Let me just double check. That is not 8. That should be over there. Okay, my apologies. Just make sure you measure nicely. Otherwise, yours is going to not be correct, and that's not what we want. As you can see now, I've messed up my whole drawing. I'm just going to leave it though, because you understand what I'm supposed to be doing or what you're supposed to be doing. Then we're going to take this part here. We're going to lightly draw a line up. Okay. And the reason why is because we know that there is going to be a radius of 8. So we're going to find 8. We're going to find the middle point here. So we could actually do this. Sorry, not from there, from here. And to just find the middle point, and we are lightly going to draw a circle. Okay, because from the middle, it's obviously not a full circle, it's only going to be a circle from this point here, and the rest is just a straight line. So, okay, you can see I've messed up my whole thing here. Just going to fix it because it's actually really bugging me. Okay, let's just quickly fix these in here. Okay, alright, so we're going to just bring that down there. from this down here, and then we'll obviously have this point here as well, and then from here there will obviously be the curve. Draw it in with your compass, but I'm going to just draw it in with pencil for now just to give you the idea. Okay, so you can see that's as much of the handle as we're going to see, or the lever, or whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to move on to the bolts. So you'll see it's got a length of 5. So we're going to draw 5 and 5 as well. Okay, then let's have a look, see here. We don't actually, I don't know why I say they do M6. Okay, so what you're going to do is, in order to get the length of the bolt, you're going to draw an M6 bolt. So you're going to say 6 times 1.5, that'll give us 9. So we're going to have 4.5, 4.5 for a circle. That's going to be really, really small. So I'm just going to draw an auxiliary view here just to help us. And then I'm going to grab the circle template and draw a circle that has got the diameter of 9, just to make things easier. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. This is obviously just a helping view. Okay, and then once we've got that, what we are going to do is, we've obviously got the 2 sides that we need to use. So we're going to use just a line over here and a line over here. And then we're going to have our 60-degree measurements. So we'll have 60, 60, and 60 and 60 as well. So it should look like that. And then we're going to grab the full length, which I'm going to just use my ruler for. It has got a full length of 9. Okay, so we will measure 9, so it'll be 4.5 and 9. Okay, 4.5 and 9. Okay, just like this over here, so you know where it ends. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing that we did with the nut. Is you're going to take your 60-degree set square, you're going to draw your stuff. I think it's actually separate for these two, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's separate for these two. So you're going to go there, and then you will go there and there. Okay, and then again, you're going to take your compass. You're going to do the teeny weeny little lines. My compass is not going to do it because it's not level, but I'm just going to hand draw it in. Do not hand draw things in ever. I'm just doing it so you can see what it will look like eventually. And yeah, so we're going to have that there, that there, that there, down there, down there, down there. And then you'll have, I believe it's 45 degrees, so you'll have 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, and then a straight line going at the top. So here and yeah. Okay, and that will be your right view complete. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys understand mechanical assembly a little bit and what is expected of you. So yeah.